Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gundam Closer View. We all know that Gundam in general usually has a modern, futuristic, and mechanical designs. Originated from Japan, it would be a big loss to not have design that represent or carry the Japanese culture. So yes, we're going to have a look at the 1100 Max Grade Shin Musha Gundam, which was released in 2008. This model kit is an upgrade version of the Musha Gundam, which is based on the RX-78-2. Don't get confused between the Musha and the Shin Musha. An ASMR full build video is also posted on my channel. If you are interested, the link is on the upper right corner. As mentioned, the Shin Musha is a fusion between the modern and Asian style design. The Shogun armor design fit in very well with the RX-78-2. Its first appearance is in the PlayStation 2 game, the Gundam Ushong. It's also called the Dynasty Warrior Gundam. So moving on with the build, what we are looking here is not only a snap build finished product. Besides panel line and out of the box decal, I did quite a bit of custom color separation on this model. There are two versions of this model kit. The Shin Musha Gundam is a regular release and the Shin Musha Sangoku no Jin version is a special release with additional display. Since the one I grabbed was a regular, the original color is very light orange, so I decided to go on out with my Gundam marker. Respectively, I used the Tamiya Chrome Silver and Gold Leaf, then Gundam Marker Red, Metallic Red, and then the Gold. And I did add a little bit of silver at the end of it as well. So as always, on our left is the box art. This screenshot captured the fight scene where the Shin Musha is surrounded by Zaku soldier. We can spot around 20 plus Zaku soldier in this box art, and also there are 4 Galgu over here. In the center is the shiny Shin Musha slashing the katana on one hand and holding the long spear on the other hand. The artist also illustrates the slashing effect very nicely. One of the Shin Musha feet is actually stepping on one of the Zaku body. This artwork really represents the Dynasty Warrior game style. We have Rocky Mountain and a lot of fire in the background, representing like the battlefield. So moving to the right, we have all the weapon and accessory coming with this model. So we have here the Tanegashima Gun, the Nichirinmaru Katana, the Denkoumaru Naginata, and the Sankoumaru Jumonji Yari, and also we have the extra weapon over here as well. So question time, is this 2008 model still good to buy? If so, should you include this to your collection? In my opinion, the main selling point of this model are very obvious for sure, the Samurai Shogun design, and those blinking weapons on the back. Let's have a closer look at overall details and starting with the weapon. So first, let's go over the Tanegashima Gun, the only long-range weapon of the Shin Musha, and the design is after the matchlock gun of the 16th century. Wooden body plus the metal pipe make this weapon look very unique. Since we are talking about Gundam here, so obviously this is capable of firing beam shot, according to the author. One thing to notice here is that on the gold is color correction using the gold Gundam marker. The decal only cover the handle and are the two color of the gun body. The metal pipe is just a regular gray pieces, so I decided to use the chrome silver marker to make it look more pop and consistent with the other weapon on the back. Also, the connection wire over here to the scope is also painted as well. I also painted the end of the barrel with the regular silver. One note here is that some decal does not fit properly, so make sure you have your hobby knife ready to cut and make it fit. This one over here and the other two in the front, so beware of those. This gun is a very nice weapon to display. So next up is the Nichirinmaru Katana. A samurai is not complete without the katana. This is Shin Musha close range weapon. When not in use, it is stored on the sheet hanging on the waist. Originally it comes with 3 colors, the light orange, gold, and chrome. I repainted the gold part to make it look more metal-ish, and then on the sheet I used the metallic red for the cap cover, and regular red on the handle to bring the texture up front. On the black dot here, I just panel line ink. Of course, the main plates come with pre-painted chrome and it's very beautiful. This sword is simple but packed with detail if you spend some time to decorate it. So here comes the first mid-range weapon, the Denkoumaru Naginata. This is a pole type weapon. For the gentleman, I painted the gold here, red here, gold here, and silver here. The curved chrome blades come at it and it has amazing look. The end cover also has quite a bit of detail as well. The body is constructed by 3 pieces. The middle one has a square design and the other 2 has a hexagon design. There is also a rack on both proud pieces, so this weapon can be held by one hand securely. This is my favorite weapon out of all. When not in use, it can be stored on the backpack. For decal, some of the spot is very questionable, like these two on the blade holder. It is only sticking on the edge, you can see. And for the decal on the upper brow pieces, I would recommend you to skip it because it will get scratched up when you store it on the back or get in the way when you adjust the weapon on both hands. So up next is the second long range weapon, the Sankoumaru Jumonji Yari. It's a spear type weapon that has a cross-shaped style blade. It is slightly longer than the Naginata, and the overall design is much simpler. It is mainly constructed by a round-shaped body with two collar and the end cap. Up top is a chrome crosses blade. Since the body is round-shaped and no holding peg, this weapon is a little bit tricky to pose. However, given the long body, we can have both hand holding or leaning it to touch the waist or the side skirt's armor, so that's the way to cheat it a little bit here. When not in use, we have to remove the cap and slide through this part over here on the backpack, then put the cap back to close it. The speed weapon can be very helpful when it comes to the ground posing. We can adjust the angle and the height so that it can act like a support stand. So last but not least, from all the leftover plastic, we can put together this sort of a Mace type weapon. Since this model is based on the RX-70-2 1.5 year version that was released in 2000, this Mace weapon belonged to that model. Of course, Bandai didn't give us the chain to connect both parts, but we can just use the connection pieces from the PC runner to connect them. Even though it looks short, but it can still be posed. For people who like to custom weapon, this Mace is a good material. Either we can put a chain or cut off some runner to make it up for the weapon body. So let's have a look at the lower body first. Starting with the waist, all the color separation here are customized, mainly from the red Gundam marker. Only these small pieces V-fin is marked with gold leaf color, and the other two knot on the side is with the regular gold marker. In terms of the look, the layer wavy design run across both front skirt and back skirt armor. The only differences is that the front skirt has more mobility, since it is constructed by 4 individual pieces, so yes, it can move and also bend for a better look. Don't get me wrong, the back skirt is also moved fine and can go up this height. Compared to those two, the side skirt doesn't really have much room to move at all. However, if you think it will hinder mobility, you don't have to worry about it because the hip and the leg joint is the real limitation. It is a ball joint, it can only spread out this far, and front and back is actually fine, but on the side, that's not much thing you can do. So let's deep dive into the leg. If it looks familiar to you, then yes, the inner frame of the leg is the early stage of the advanced MS joint technology, which we see a lot in the real grade frame in the last couple years. We don't see any armor separation here, on the thigh especially, and the knee, but the bending is still very amazing. In terms of design, it is hard to deny that the detail level we see here is very impressive. We have part on top of part and then on top of another part. This is a common theme across the whole leg armor design. Therefore, this is a great opportunity for people who would like to do detail painting. Like how I applied the gold leaf on the icon, metallic red on the knee knot, red on the surrounding, regular gold on the side part, and the ankle armor. I purposely use regular gold for those regular armor parts is because I would like to create different shades of same color. Compared to the excellent detail, mobility is a little bit above average. I guess this is the price we have to pay for the overwhelming layer look. The inner frame articulation is actually very good. Just the outer armor pieces will hit on each order if you want to do some extreme pose. Especially this pointy side end of the leg armor, it will hit on the ankle armor like 90% of the time. The feet can point down a little bit, but not too much pointing upward. So one thing I want to point out over here is that there will be a swivel joint on the hips, and with this, you can recreate the traditional Japanese sitting style pose as well. Moving to the upper body, we have standard armor pieces around the abs. For mobility, the double joint abs connection will help Shin Musha to crunch down this far. Combined with the neck joint, it can pull off the looking down pose nicely. Next is the torso. I mean, just look at this. All the details are gorgeous. Of course, this is the aftermath of painting, right? Only the lower torso has the original orange. The rest are mixed with different shades of orange and red. Here's the comparison of before and after the painting. Next, we have the hand. Articulation is very good. Shoulder can be moved up and down. Combined with the swivel joint, it can recreate the katana pulling pose. However, the shoulder armor does not have any independent movement at all. Even though it is a little bit bulky, it actually does not get in the way. Also, the pipe is looking smoky. Okay? The only complaint here is the gap. I tried to push it very hard, but it doesn't really seem to close. However, the shield will cover it mostly, so don't even need to worry about here. Continue to the elbow, it can do an almost 180-degree bend if it does not get blocked by the gauntlet. Articulation on the palm is also great. We have ball joint plus the hinge joint over here, so it can turn and adjust quite a lot when holding the Naginata or the Yari using both hands. Before getting to the head, there's no way we can skip the shield and the gauntlets, right? Blocky and pipe are the main theme for these two assets. Again, get your marker ready. The gauntlet has the hinge joint underneath, so it can pull out slightly to accommodate some tricky hand pose. Next, we have the shield. This is where the majority of the dry transfer decal will fit in. Bandai provides 2 setup dry transfer decals as an option for us. Personally, I can buy them, so you can see it's a little bit crowded over here. All of them look very neat. For connection, it hooks up directly to the shoulder armor. The connection is made up with 3 different joints combined together. Therefore, it can be extended and make room for it to flap up and down, then tilt backward. You would have a lot of fun posing with this shield. So moving to the head, the samurai helmet merged in very well with the RX-78-2 head. I skipped the sticker on the side of the helmet because it looks very lame. So yeah, you are right, more detail painting over here. For mobility, it can look down quite good, but not much looking up because of the back of the helmet is quite bulky. It's actually blocking. This is a very beautiful head design, I have to say that. Last but not least is the backpack. This is just a standard RX-78-2 backpack plus some hanger for all the Shin Musha weapon. All 3 hangers can turn and adjust the angle of the weapon according to the pose. So we have the Tanegashima Gun on the right, the Denkoumaru Naginata on the left, and then the Sankoumaru Jumonji Yari in the middle. I almost forgot, one more thing about this model kit is that it does not come with any action-based connection. However, the standard one coming with the action-based one can fit it fine. So in conclusion, this 2008 is all but still a very solid model kit to have. Technically speaking, the inner frame is actually a 2000 model. However, the uniqueness of this model is really one of its kind. Besides the hip joint, all the articulation is still very outstanding. The Shogun design is really hard to receive. All the parts put together really create the Asian armor style beautifully. This model is highly recommended just because of how spectacular it is. If you decided to put a trigger on this model, you can also consider the Sengoku no Jin version, which has a special color coding, especially the gold chrome plate. Even the orange got turned into red. It has also come with a very stylish Japanese display and the backdrop. Of course, the price is a little bit higher as well. If the RX-78-2 base Musha is not your type, you can also consider the Musha Gundam Mark II. I personally don't have it yet, but I will definitely purchase that in the near future. This model is a special purchase for me because I picked this up at the Kyoto International Airport the last minute before my vacation return flight in 2016. The purpose was just to spend on the yen that I have at that time. Then I spot this model kit, so yeah, it's meant to be, right? This model is for sure an eye-catching display for your collection. Put some time on the detail and you will be happy with it. So that is everything I would like to share about this Shin Musha Gundam. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, share, and hit the notification button. So bye bye and I'll see you next time. Enjoy.